Touch off.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So, I'm here to do a book update and kind of talk to you about the books I've read so far this month. I'm going to try to do this every week so that my book wrap-ups are not an hour long. So basically, I don't plan on doing wrap-ups anymore, just book updates. So, let's start with the books now. So the first one I read was Codename Sapphire by Pam Jenoff. I gave this one 5 stars. I love Pam Jenoff. She is definitely a go-to World War II historical fiction author for me. I've loved every book I've read of hers, and I plan to continue reading her books. This is her newest one. Anyway, I'll read the description. A woman must rescue her cousin's family from a train bound for Auschwitz in this riveting tale of bravery and resistance. 1942. Hannah Martel has narrowly escaped Nazi Germany after her fiancé was killed in a pogrom. When her ship bound for America is turned away at port, she has nowhere to go but to her cousin Lily, who lives with her family in Brussels. Fearful for her life, Hannah is desperate to get out of occupied Europe. But with no safe way to leave, she must return to the dangerous underground work she thought she had left behind. Seeking help, Hannah joins the Sapphire Line, a secret resistance network led by a mysterious woman named Micheline and her enigmatic brother Matteo. But when a grave mistake causes Lily's family to be arrested and slated for deportation to Auschwitz, Hannah finds herself torn between her loyalties. How much is Hannah willing to sacrifice to save the people she loves? So, I really enjoyed this book. It was compelling from beginning to end. The characters were definitely flawed, and Hannah made some questionable decisions, including the one, as you heard in the description, that got her family sent to Auschwitz. I'm not going to tell you what she did, but you will be mad, and honestly, if Lily never forgave her, I wouldn't blame her, because what she did was selfish, even if it was in the name of resistance. I was mad at her for it. Genuinely. But generally speaking, I enjoyed the book. I didn't dislike Hannah. I think she was brave to join the resistance. She was in the resistance before she ended up with Lily, with her fiance. And that's how he got killed, basically, at the beginning of the book. It literally says it in the back of the book. And so that's when she basically has to go to America. Only they won't let them stay there, so she has to go back. And so she takes refuge with her cousin, and there's issues because her cousin, Lily, just wants to, keep her head down and keep everybody safe. And, she's not into this resistance work. And there's also kind of a love triangle in this book. I'm not going to tell you the details of it, obviously, but that causes some tension too. But yeah, and Micheline is the leader of the Sapphire Resistance Line, and basically she tells her, okay, we'll help you escape to America or wherever you want to go, but we know that you do resistance work and you have to help us out too. Otherwise, we're not going to be risking our lives to save you. And I liked Micheline for the most part, but I think the main problem I had with her was that, she had problems with Lily because Lily wasn't willing to put herself on the line for people. And I think that's kind of a choice that everybody has to make for themselves. It's just, I can't really blame people in times like that if they want to take care of their own family and not everybody is meant to be in resistance, or, that doesn't make them bad people. That just, is it so bad to want to protect your own kid? So I kind of judge Micheline a little bit for that, for being for literally being I don't want to save you because I don't respect you because you're not helping other people. She's not helping other people because she has a 6-year-old kid. And I'm sure there are lots of moms who help in the resistance and have children, and hey, I'm not judging you for your decisions. I'm just saying I'm not judging her for hers. But yeah, there were some things, imperfections for sure. in the characters and decisions that were made that I did not agree with, and attitudes and stuff. But for the most part, it was a compelling book, especially like how they worked to get them out of Auschwitz. It was fascinating. So yeah, Pam Jenoff's books are always good. So yeah, there's that one. The next one, a lot of these are World War II. I kind of missed historical fiction. So the next one is Broken Angels by Gemma Oliveira. I do not know how to pronounce this name. I gave this one 3 stars. I got this one. I found it on an Audible sale and it looked good, but I didn't like it as much as I thought it would. I'll read the description. A Nazi doctor, a Jewish rebel, a little girl. Each one will fight for freedom or die trying. Imprisoned in the Lotz ghetto, Elsie discovers her mother's desperate attempt to end her pregnancy and comes face to face with the impossibility of their situation. Risking her own life, Elsie joins a resistance group to sabotage the regime. Blonde, blue-eyed Matilda is wrenched from her family in Romania and taken to Germany, where her captors attempt to mold her into the perfect Aryan child. Spirited and brave, she must inspire hope in the other stolen children to make her dreams of escape a reality. Willem, a high-ranking Nazi doctor, plans to save lives when he takes posts in both the ghetto and Auschwitz. After witnessing unimaginable cruelties, he begins to question his role and the future of those he is ordered to destroy. So, yeah, I mean, right from the description, you know, there's botched abortions, and I figured there would be one, you know, to kind of set the chain going, like, you know, the story of why Elsie joined the resistance. But over time, like, because of who the doctor is, like, he basically, there's just a lot of pregnancy termination that I was not expecting. And not always in the first 2 months, so to speak. It was just hard to read, but I kept reading it because of Matilda. Like, I wanted to know what happened to her. Matilda was basically sent, like, it's wild what they did with her, because she was living in Romania, and these, I guess, like, Nazi recruiters came to the house and basically forced her illiterate mother to sign away her rights to her so they could educate her the German way. The mom didn't exactly know what she was signing. She just thought her kid was getting an education, and what they were actually doing was signing away her rights to this kid and taking her to Germanize her to make her a tiny Nazi. Yeah, like, it was a school to, and like they would like adopt the kids out to Nazi families too. So they would start out at the school and then get adopted out. Like, they called them orphans. They were basically lied to parents and stuff. And yeah. So I was interested in her. The adults, I liked Elsie fine. And Willem, the doctor, like, he was a Nazi official, like a Nazi doctor, but he seemed to kind of realize the errors that, like, kind of the inconsistencies that were happening throughout the war, and he questioned them even while he was doing things. Like, he had guilt, but I don't know. It was hard because both sides kind of did bad things, not just the Nazis, but the resistance people too. Like, it bothered Elsie too. So it was just hard. I don't know. It was just a very hopeless book, I guess. And yeah, it's World War II, and I read a lot of that, but I don't know. They were just, I don't know. I didn't really get into this book. So I wouldn't recommend this for a lot of people. I did give it 3 stars just because I was compelled enough to finish it, even though I didn't agree with all the things that, and the decisions that were made. But yeah, Matilda was definitely the only character I really loved. Like, this girl refused to back down and be Germanized, like Nazified. I don't know what the word is. And, yeah, she took a lot of bad treatment to keep her identity. So, yeah. There's that one. Then, back to the American Girl books. I was still reading the Caroline books. I read the fourth one, Caroline Takes a Chance by Kathleen Ernst. I gave this one 4 stars. This one was fairly simple. Basically, they go on a fishing trip and they're waiting for supplies to come in, and a British boat is trying to steal the supplies and they have to stop it. It's a whole thing. But it was exciting. And then I read The Sweetness of Forgetting by Kristen Harmel. I gave this one 4 stars. This one, Kristen Harmel is a new World War II historical fiction author for me, but so far, I like the other book I read by her, The Book of Lost Names, and this one looked interesting, so yeah, I read it. Here's a description. At 36, Hope McKenna Smith is no stranger to bad news. She lost her mother to cancer, her husband left her, and her bank account is nearly depleted. Her own dreams of becoming a lawyer long gone. She's running a failing family bakery on Cape Cod and raising a troubled preteen. Now, Hope's beloved French-born grandmother, Mamie, is drifting away in a haze of Alzheimer's. But in a rare moment of clarity, Mamie realizes that unless she tells Hope about the past, the secrets she has held onto for so many years will soon be lost forever. Tantalizingly, she reveals mysterious snippets of a tragic history in World War II Paris. Armed with a scrawled list of names, Hope heads to France to uncover a 70-year-old mystery. What follows is an immersive and evocative tale of generations struggling to survive, as Hope pieces together her grandmother's past bit by bit. Uncovering horrific tales of the Holocaust, she realizes the astonishing will of her grandmother to endure in a world gone mad, and to reunite 2 lovers torn apart by terror. All she'll need is a dash of courage and the belief that God exists everywhere, even in cake. So yeah, I found it interesting because this one kind of centers on a bakery. And the only thing that made it go down a star for me was that I just did not care about her present day life, Hope's life with her daughter. Like, they were just annoying to watch together, like them fight, because, well, they're going through divorce, the husband leaves her, and the daughter, she's trying to be this sainted mother who never says anything bad about her ex. And while I admire that, I guess, I don't know, I'm just not one to respect evasiveness. So if you don't answer my questions, I automatically don't like you. So, like, I identified more with the angry kid who wasn't getting answers from her mom than I identified with the mom trying to protect the kid. And maybe that's childishness in me, I don't know. But, like, it was just annoying because, like, it felt like she was getting answers at her dad's house. So why are you bothering to be evasive if she's going to go to daddy and get all the tea anyway? Like, you might as well tell your side of the story, because she wants answers and she's going to get them somewhere else. She doesn't get them from you. So really all you're doing is making your kid mad. So truly, I almost enjoyed the kid going, ha ha, I'm going to dad's house. You can't ground me. I'm going to wear all the makeup I want. Like, honestly, my parents fought when I was little, and I used to pit them against each other all the time. So when I read about kids doing this to parents, it makes me laugh, because I'm like, wow, I would have loved doing this to my parents. Bye, Dad. Bye, Mom. I'm not punished at the other house. Not that I got punished, but, you know, just, I don't know. There's just something very funny about, like, this kid getting her back on her mom. But truly, like, if the mom just communicated, you'd probably have a better relationship than if you just said, this is between me and your father. Which it is if the father agreed with the mother and didn't tell the kid stuff. But because the father is telling the kid stuff, you might as well just tell the kid stuff. So yeah, I am so focused on my annoyance at the present day storyline that I'm not even talking about the good stuff. So, like, the past storyline is, like, basically the grandmother knows that her whole family died in the camps, but she doesn't know how, so she gives her granddaughter Hope a list of names and tells her to go to Paris to basically find out what happened to them. And what she doesn't tell her is about this, like, the love of her life that she thinks died. And so, like, it's a quest to find out if he died or if he didn't, or, like, what happened, or, you know. Truly, the past storyline is a tragic love story with some history in it, because you also learn about how the Muslims also helped to hide Jews. And it was really interesting. That's why they say that God is everywhere. Like, everybody believes in some kind of God. So it was, I don't know. In general, I loved the historical fiction part of it, but I could have done it without the mother-daughter drama in the present. So, yeah. I just wanted Hope's daughter to just tell her off repeatedly. Anyway, that's the end of that one. Sorry for the rant. Next is Carolyn's Battle. It's the 5th book in the Carolyn American Girl series. I gave it 4 stars. It's literally a battle. Like, they're in the middle of a fight. And they have to decide whether to burn the family's shipyard or not before the British get it. It's a whole thing. Gunfire, like the whole shebang. I was shocked at how much detail they put into this little kid book, but it was exciting. Which makes the next book, Changes for Caroline, 3 stars. Annoying. How do you go from a battle scene to let's help out Uncle Aaron and pet some cows and make sure that nobody steals the eggs? It was so boring, like the last book. Compared to, like, the other ones, like, how do we end there? You gotta end on something more interesting than a thief and cows. So, yeah, 3 stars, and that was being generous. And the last book is Beyond That, the Sea by Laura Spence Ash. I did a review on that, which I just posted, so I'm not really going to talk about it too much, but suffice it to say that Beatrix, a girl, basically gets shipped off to America by her parents during the war to keep her safe, and it's kind of like her internal struggle to fit into both families once the war is over. Like, she loves both families, and yeah, it's a whole thing. But I will say this, because I didn't say it in the book review, and I realize I should have, that there is suggested, like, it's not a clean read if you're, well, you know, into clean books. I mean, there's no, like, explicit sex scenes per se, but yeah, it's implied that there's some sex. So, yeah, if that upsets you, maybe don't read that, but I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars, and you can see what I think about it in the review. So, those are all the books I read so far. I will come back with another update next week. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye!
Speech on. Stop recording video.